The issue now, and I'd like NGCP to answer this. There are allegations that there is a switchboard in China that they will just close the entire country's supply of energy. National security. Oh, is it true that, these Chinese are going to, because if you say it's true, I will call for the revocation of your franchise. We will know. Is there a switchboard that is held by the chairman, Chinese, in Beijing? Is that correct? Let us have the answer. Can you now explain to us under oath? What is the situation? Can they do it?
Yes, sir. They cannot control the power system of the Philippines with a single button.
And if they try to come to the 3 points, are you going to shoot them, which I suggest, to sabotage our supply? Will you do that, Mr. Aguilar? Do you have a gun?
He's Mr. Agustin.
Mr. Agustin.
Ako lang kasi na bagabag ng kaunti doon sa mga ibang informations, ma'am, na narinig ko, attorney. For example, ano ba yung nabanggit kanina, yung chairman ba? Sino po ulit ba yung chairman?
Based on the 2024 GIS ng NGCP po, the chairman is Mr. Zhu Guangzhou. Ang nationality niya po na naka-indicate dito sa GIS ay Chinese.
Ma'am, sinagot nyo na, tinatanong ko pa lang yun. But thank you, ma'am, for answering agad. Pero, bakit po kaya Chinese yung naging chairman sa tingin nyo, ma'am?
Katulad po ng sagot ko kanina, Mr. Chair, how the Board of Directors operate, sila po yung nakakaalam. At saka po, pinasasubmit na rin po ni Congressman Suarez yung minutes of the meeting ng election.
Yes, ma'am. Opo. Kasi all the answers have been technical. I'm trying to talk to you as representatives of NGCP on a more, let's say, personal yung opinion po ninyo. Matagal na rin po kayo sa NGCP, 2019, tama po ba, ma'am?
2019, Mr. Chair.
Hindi ba kayo na babagabag na sa sarili niyo pong opinion na I'm sure you are lawyers na meron din kayong sariling opinion. Nababagabag po ba kayo o hindi naman po?
Mr. Chair, sa pagkakaalam ko po, insofar as our board of directors is composed and how they proceed with their order of business, ang chairman po ng board only presides. So, para pong preside. So, kung bagabag dahil
Chinese.
Dahil meron siyang pwedeng ma-exercise na compulsion, kahit sa akin, sir, hindi po. Kasi it's outside. It's ultra-virus na po yung gagawin niya kung i-compel niya ako to do anything, Mr. Chair.
So in your opinion, attorney, yung chairman walang influence. Nagpe-preside lang siya. That is your opinion.
That's my opinion, and as they are constituted, Mr. Chair.
Yes, I understand that. That's the technical. Yeah, but the reality is, yung chairman, alam naman nating lahat, hindi lang naman hanggang sa preside. Yun naman ang realidad. Pero I won't stay with that. Ang nag-aalala lang ako si ma'am, yung mga narinig kong information, yung control over management, yung extent of influence in decision-making ng operations, medyo nakaka-worry. Control over technical operations. Ma'am, ano po ba yung CTO, yung Chief Technical Officer? Ano po ba ang tungkulin nun?
Good evening, Mr. Chair. Yung Chief Technical Officer po, under sa kanya yung 4 na grupo, yung System Operations, Planning and Engineering, Operation and Maintenance, and Technical Management Department.
Yung Chief Technical Officer natin, Pilipino naman po.
Tama po, Filipino po.
Ako lang, sa mga narinig ko po, to give way to my other colleagues, nakakabagabag talaga yung mga narinig ko na, yung influence ng bansa ng China sa atin. So, Mr. Chair, that I really hope that the committee will find out to the bottom of things, the queries of each members, and sana itama natin yung dapat itama, na yung mga bagay na dapat in control ang mga Pilipino, dapat fully controlled by Filipino citizens.
So, Mr. Chairman, let's now go to the other issues. Because I have waited here and listened to the issue because, Mr. Chairman, if there's anything Congress will do, it is to give due process to everyone who comes here, and we follow the law and we follow the Constitution. Constitutional. It is stated, the chairmanship of the NGCP but a Chinese citizen violates the Constitution. I will now read to you, Mr. Chairman, the exact provisions of Section 11, Article 12. That is on franchises. It states, Mr. Chairman, the participation of foreign investors in the governing body of any public utility enterprise, such as NGCP, shall be limited to their proportionate share in the capital. And all the executive and managing officers of such corporation or association must be citizens of the Philippines. This is what is referred to by some of our members. SEC, can you please tell us whether chairmanship of any board is an executive or managerial position?
We have here an SEC opinion. It's stated here that an alien national may assume the post of chairman of the board whose act shall be limited to that of a presiding officer during board meetings. So, if chairmanship, foreigner may be allowed as chairman of the board, but it should be qualified that his act should be limited to that of a presiding officer of a board meeting. So, if his role involves managerial roles, that is already violative of the Constitution.
Very clear, Mr. Chairman. Strike 4, constitutional. Foreigners, as decided by the members of the board, can be chairman. There are some limitations, but precisely, Attorney Malyari said that he presides, and normally presiding officers do not vote. Mr. Chairman, clearly, the SEC has stated that foreigners, even minority foreigners, can be elected chairman as long as they preside. ERC, did you find any violation? Right now, you are now the new ERC. Did you find any violation of a Chinese being chairman of the NGCP?
Mr. Chair, we have not, that is not part of the reset, so we have not evaluated that. With the request of Congressman Kimbo earlier, we will include it in our report once we study the shareholder structure as well.
Well, you have to be guided by the proceedings of the Constitutional Commission. That certainly membership in the board and chairmanship is not an executive or managerial position. And there are many other companies which have foreigners as chairmen. So your answer is that nobody has questioned this with you, correct? Has anybody filed a case against NGCP for the removal of this Chinese chairman? Has there been a case filed?
None, Mr. Chair.
How about the old board? I would like to hear Commissioner Maceda. Has there been a case filed in the ERC, you being the regulatory body, that says that, this Chinese should be ousted because he's not allowed by the Constitution? Has there been a case?
Well, from the time I joined the RC, Your Honor, in 2018, I've not encountered any.
None, because nobody can question this, because this is constitutional. So clearly, fourth issue, which had been ventilated, Mr. Chairman. So now I go to the last point, Mr. Chairman, constitutional. Now, the issue now, and I'd like NGCP to answer this. The issue now is national security. But because the Chinese own 40%, there are allegations that there is a switchboard in China, that they will just close the entire country's supply of energy. Mr. Chairman, national security is not found in the Constitution. National security is provided for by words like national interest, economic development, socio-economic solidarity. National security is not there. But that principle, Mr. Chairman, pervades the Constitution, that primarily foremost in the country and the administrators of this country is national security, and that is why in the Constitution, the first article is national territory, because we have to defend our territory against any aggressor, including the West Philippine Sea, against these Chinese illegal trespassers of our West Philippine Sea, as decided already by the International Tribunal of July 12, 2016. The 9-dash line of China has no basis in law and in fact. They lost in 8 counts to the Philippines. And we thank President Pinoy for filing that case in the International Tribunal in Den Haag. National security. Oh, is it true that, these Chinese are going to, because if you say it's true, I will call for the revocation of your franchise. Can the Chinese close any of the 3 control points of the NGCP in the 3 islands of the islands of the Philippines? My island, the land of unfulfilled promise, Mindanao, the promise of the interconnection has been done. That's why I am grateful. We will know. Is there a switchboard that is held by the chairman, Chinese, in Beijing? Is that correct? Let us have the answer. So that this is the national security concern, which I am also concerned, because we do not want China to have, a grip on our energy system. None, Mr. Chairman. Let's have the answer, officially. You are under oath. Can the Chinese minority owners, can they sabotage our country by just stopping supply of energy to any part of the country? Answer, please.
They cannot, Mr. Chair.
Also, the answer of Mr. You're a lawyer like me, so let's give it to the more technical ones. Come here, Mr. Aguilar. Sometimes us lawyers would tend to, know everything, but this is something that is pertaining now to national security and the fact that these Chinese can never come to one of your control system site and go there and turn off the grid in Luzon, or go to the Visayas, or come to the city of Golden Friendship, my city of Cagayan de Oro, to be able to stop the supply of electricity in Mindanao. Can you now explain to us under oath what is the situation? Can they do it?
Yes, sir. They cannot control the power system of the Philippines with a single button. Yes, sir.
Is there any switchboard or control being held by people in Beijing or even in Guangzhou, nearer to us, that they can, interfere in the supply of energy in the Philippines?
None. None, sir.
And if they try to come to the 3 points, are you going to shoot them, which I suggest, to sabotage our supply? Will you do that, Mr. Aguilar? Do you have a gun?
He's Mr. Agustin.
Mr. Agustin. Oh,
I may not...
Will you allow a Chinese like me, Singkit looking,
Yes,
to
sir.
go there and then, disperse with the 3-man team and then put a button that will stop supply in Luzon? Can that happen?
We will not allow that to happen, but I think we will not shoot them, sir.
We should shoot them if they do that because that is part of self-defense. So, Mr. Chairman, with all these testimonies from, first, the ERC, second, the SEC, third, the BIR, through my statement, and the NGCP. So, Mr. Chairman, in this committee, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? What do you want to do with NGCP? It has complied with all of the requirements of the franchise. It has complied with the Constitution. So that is what the question is, but you don't have to answer. Because that is the prerogative of the Committee on Franchise to look into all the franchises of this country and be able to evaluate their performance and have even a motu proprio investigation. So thank you so much for
Thank
the
you very
opportunity,
much.
Mr. Chairman. Again, Cagayan de Oro and Mindanao is thankful for the interconnection of our lines to the Visayas and to
Thank you
Mindanao.
very
Thank
much.
you.